Liz Miller, hello. Good to see you guys. I really hate when the light's all bright. I'm sorry. I always do this adjusting thing because I can't see it. Anyway, hi. So today I had some questions about what to do with loneliness during the holidays. Can anyone who's watching tell me if this is like jumpy and weird? Look, because it is on my screen. If it looks strange, tell me and I'll restart this. Anyway, what to do with loneliness after narcissistic abuse during the holidays. We've been talking about that a lot in these live streams the past few weeks and since Thanksgiving, really. So let's talk some more. So some things you can do are to get out there and volunteer. Things that get you around other people, doing things for other people. It may not seem like it will help, but sometimes it really can, just to get to break up the monotony of what's going on in your head. Hello, Malta, how are you? Things to nurture yourself and reclaim this season. I mean, it really isn't about gifts and, the parties. The whole hype of the season is a bit much, especially when you are down and you're low. You don't have to have the same holiday you have every year. You can have a different one. You can have a quiet, kind of cozy one to yourself. You can get together with close friends or, maybe there's meetups going on. You can find people who aren't actually doing Christmas, or doing holidays and just go do things unrelated to holiday season to keep your mind away from what's going on. Hi, Life's Revival. I'm doing okay. I'm a little spacey today, so excuse me. I've had a long, tiring few days. So I'm trying to give some ideas for what to do when you're lonely in the holiday season after narcissistic abuse. One person asked what to do when you have to visit with relatives and they are the narcissists. I mean, ideally you wouldn't go, right? If you have to go, or they're going to be somewhere and you're going to be somewhere and you don't want to miss the event, limit the contact. You can come in with some ideas for what to say when they corner you and approach you. You can step away and excuse yourself to the bathroom. You can excuse yourself to another room. You can act distracted and smile and walk away. You don't have to be cornered by them. You can get yourself out of the corners. Don't stay in the corner. Keep yourself mingling. Don't spend too long talking to one person so that they can't come over and dominate you. Misty says, good evening. We are doing a live coaching and hangouts during the holidays. Yes, thank you. I was going to come to that. Thank you, because you can see where my brain is. Yeah, we are doing live coaching. I'm sorry. Live coaching and hangouts. I'm doing a live stream on all of the holidays. So Christmas Eve, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. So come join me. I don't have the times in front of me. I can get them posted. If you go back and watch this later, I can post it below. Excuse me. And Misty and Colleen are leading a hangout, which is just like the one they did on Thanksgiving. It will be on Facebook, I believe. And that was really fun. And people just sort of hung out in video chat and talked and had a good time. And we laughed a lot. So join us then. It's all 3 days as well. So there will be things for everyone to do. You are not alone. We have you covered as far as we can from afar. And we will be sure to, check in. And what is James's posting? I don't know what you're posting there, James. It's held for review. I don't know what that means. Can you tell me what it is, James? Oh, it's Paul's. Okay, it's Paul's channel. Okay, I will show it. This is James is posting a channel that has some great meditations on it. Thank you, James. Let's see. Let me get back to reading some of this. Jay Naylor, your new channel just saw a video. Oh, here. That's okay. About a male survivor of narcissistic abuse. Did you ever set up the male support group? I believe Ronnie was the man you talked to. I would love to set up a male support group because I believe that men talking to men and having a coach there, I realize I'm not a man, but I can coach it, is important for feeling heard and feeling like you have support from people who understand the types of things you went through. And I would love to start that. So if there's enough interest, I will absolutely do it. I don't have one going because there wasn't interest at the time. So I can certainly put out feelers and let you know and get that started. Misty says, I'm doing the hangout on Christmas Eve, live on Christmas Day, and a hangout New Year's Eve. Okay, yeah, there's some stuff to look out for. We will definitely keep everybody posted on what's going on for the holidays, for the actual holidays, but for the holiday season, some of the things I was suggesting. And then let's see, what else is going on here? James is down to help. Okay, if so. You wonderful people got me through Thanksgiving. I'm so grateful. I look forward to the next couple of holidays. Thank you. Yes, that was fun. And it was nice to be able to share with you guys. So hi, Michelle. Who else is on here? Lots of people here tonight. Yes, it was lots of fun. Any questions today? Anything going on? Anybody have anything coming up, even unrelated to the holidays? Is kind of a general video coaching chat. So I'll be on here for a short time tonight, half an hour maybe. Anything you got, bring it, and I will do my best to answer you. Could be called King. I can't read that. It has to scroll. Why is it so low? My screen is ridiculous right now. There we go. I fixed it. I'm going to be very rude for a second and fix my screen. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, hello. Hello, Natasha from the UK. How is it over there? It's what? It's daytime now, or is it the middle of the night? It's the middle of the night, isn't it? Trying to behave and not contact the liar to point out that he's a liar. Good. Don't contact the liar to point out that he's a liar, because that'll just get you feeling bad. It'll just create more irritation and frustration. And if you have to talk to him and you get the chance, I'm not gonna say anything. But it's 1 a.m. What you doing up? You can't sleep? That's really late. What else is going on? Anyone have a question that they would like to talk about? Hi, Tam. So I was talking about what to do when you're cornered, or not when you're cornered, when you're at a holiday party with the narcissistic parents or relatives in any case. So I was saying, don't be cornered. Don't let yourself get trapped in a corner. Keep moving, keep circulating through the room. Have excuses, already set up so that you can get away from them. Be prepared to leave if you feel like it. If you feel like it's too much, just leave the party. If you feel like it, I mean, you don't have to stay where you're not comfortable. Okay. Let's see. Also, gray rock as much as you can. When you gray rock, just know it's gonna trigger you. It's first of all, it's the holidays, and second of all, family parties are tiring and triggering, even with the best families. They can be. So know that have some inner talk that you tell yourself that helps you remember that you are okay and that you're not at fault here. They are just narcissists, and they're going to do what narcissists do, and you don't need to listen to it. So, it's almost like hearing the Charlie Brown teacher in your head while they're talking, and just catching enough words to be able to reply to it very simply and gray rock them. And again, don't get cornered. Walk away. Say, excuse me, there's so-and-so. I'm going to go talk to them, or I'm going to go grab a bite to eat, whatever. Just excuse yourself. Let's see. Lashy Raffle says, just tell them, I'm so sorry. I'm having a bout of disregard. Just about. That's great. Yeah, gray rock at the party like a mofo. That's right. I hope you guys cannot hear the elephant herds of children up above my head, but I'm sorry if you can. That's what it is tonight. This is when I say be quiet, and they say, okay. Well, they're being quiet, just not with their feet. So, anyway, anybody have anything tonight? You guys are quiet. Hit me with some questions here so we have a conversation going, because otherwise I'm just talking and just talking and just talking. You love hearing the kiddos. It's real life. No, not right now. They can run in an hour. um, I'm glad you love it, Tam. Let's see. So, someone else asked today about trauma bonds and how to heal from trauma bonds. I mean, that's a long topic, right? That's a process, and anyone who has come through that knows what that's like. Um, the children are doing great. You can't even hear them. Oh, good. Okay. I can. Let's see. So with trauma bonds, I'm going to come back to the trauma bonds and I'm going to answer the questions that are going on live. And I will definitely come back to it because I want to talk about that. You had a bad, Michelle says, I had a bad day with my ex narc and his mom and sister contact me and make me feel horrible and shook you up all day. Ugh. So so you're low contact and they have reached out to you or they got a hold of you on accident? What happened? How'd you get trapped into that one? That's no fun. And Jay Naylor, I was warned by her mother that when she rages to ignore her. Now I realize that they knew she had issues. Why wouldn't they just tell me to run? I don't know. I don't think people fully understand whether or not they know she has issues and knowing what a narcissist actually is are two different things. A lot of people don't realize. We can only hope that they didn't realize and were at least warning you that she does have stuff going on. So I think they think it's fixable or they think that there's somebody else can calm it down. Like if you just ignore it, like they've learned how to handle it and cope with it. And so they're passing on their wisdom to you and without telling you to run, which would be the wiser thing. Of course, if they did tell you to run, would you have listened? Chances are slim. Most of us would. Last Revival says, Lise, last week we talked about dreams. You told me to write them down and figure out a theme. So I did. It worked well. Dreams seem to lessen quite a bit. Oh, that's wonderful. That's excellent. You were having nightmares, right? Or narcmares, something like that. And that's my recollection of it. And I told you to journal it if it wasn't too difficult to do and see what symbols and what was coming up in the dream, right? I think that's what we talked about. I'm glad that worked. It works for me. I mean, it's I had somebody tell me that they wrote down that I told them to write down dreams, and it worked like a charm because as soon as I told them to write down dreams, they stopped remembering their dreams. It was like as soon as they had the pen and paper by the bed, they no longer were dreaming and having memory of it. So I guess whatever works, right? I'm glad that worked for you though. Natasha says, tell them to mind their own business. Yes, you could tell them that too. I mean, I guess if you're at a holiday party and you're trying to keep the nice going for everybody else's sake, that could be a challenge unless you do it in a way that is sort of gray rocking, telling them to mind their own business. Let's see. Hi, Jonathan. You're catching up. Malta, hey to you. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi. Jay Naylor, I'm giving the male perspective. I've built up the courage by talking more about it. And she's a covert narc. I appreciate that. It's important we understand that they come in both genders and that what happens to men, there's a bit of a different experience that can happen. A lot of it is, socially men grow up differently with different expectations on them and different, Ronnie talked about it a lot and I've seen it with other men, where, what did he say? He said something in that video, like, how could this tiny little woman, destroy this giant man that I am? I mean, he knows that's not obviously the, like a real, of course, anyone can destroy. I mean, a tiny person, doesn't matter your size. But the point was that, you grow up thinking that kind of you should take it and you should be able to take it. And you don't even realize it's abuse for a long time. A lot of guys. So yeah, I appreciate that male perspective. Natasha, I've been having bad dreams about snakes. Interesting. What happens with the snakes? Let's see. Narcmares. Yes, the narcmares. We all have them, right? Let's see. Liz Miller, hello. I just moved back to the city with my ex-narc. Should I avoid the places he goes? I don't want him to control me, and I want to go out and have fun and show he didn't break me. Just ignore and gray rock him. Depends on you. It depends on your, if you know, the trauma bonds and how you feel. Absolutely, if you can handle it and it won't throw you into any sort of decline in your healing. I don't know how long you've been apart and been healing from this. So, I mean, I would avoid it for a while if it were me. No, we don't want them to control us. But at the same time, if you know there's a pit of vipers in a place, do you walk in the place? You know what I mean? Like, it's not so much that he's controlling you, it's that you're taking control of the influences that are around you. So if you don't want his influence around you, then you can see avoiding it as that. I just don't want his influence around me. If you feel like you can handle it and completely ignore him and he's not dangerous or and you're not in any danger of falling back into trauma bonded feelings, then I suppose you could try. I would avoid it if it were me, but I wouldn't avoid it in the sense of fear or letting the other person control me. It's more a sense, like I said, of being in control of myself and the influences that I allow around me. So if that makes sense, I think it's really an attitude about it and the way we think about it. Let's see here. Got a lot of chat. Love it. Keeping up is going to be fun. Let's see. Let's see. You guys are talking together. I'm going to skip that and we can come back if we need to. Listening to Ronnie hit home, you said it was hard to explain to anyone. Yeah, I'm really glad and really appreciative that he did that. I would love to do more along those lines. So, please reach out if you want, and I will try and get a group going. Let me know who you are. If you're on Facebook, are you on SPAN? If you are, let me know over there on Facebook, and I will try and organize something, get a couple guys together and start a group. So that'd be fun. And I always say it'll be fun. It is fun. They're fun, but they're also, this is not a fun topic. Let's see. My ex and I just broke up, Michelle says again, because he's a serial cheater and betrayed my trust. No surprise. I blocked his family and him again, trying to go no contact again. Okay. Remind me what your question was, Michelle. Sorry, this is more busy than I'm used to. Okay, you had a bad day. You're trying to go no contact. I gotcha. Okay. And you just broke up. Okay. You just blocked them again, trying to go no contact again. Okay. So they got a hold of you before you went no contact, it sounds like. Yeah. So when we have that happen, you have to come back to self-care, I think. When you're feeling, when things are down like that and you get hit with a Hoover or what you're talking about with, kind of triangulation and everyone flying monkeys coming at you at the same time, then a lot of self-care and a lot of redirecting your focus back to yourself so that you can begin to heal. Let's see what else is going on. A year and a half apart. Thanks. Okay. Barbara. Hello, Barbara. When you leave and get with someone new, do they ever come back? The narcissist? Does the narcissist come back because you're with someone new? Is that what you're asking? Hello, Lynn. 7 days, no contact. Yes, very good. Barbara says, reason I'm asking because people we have in common keep informed on what I'm doing. So you're wondering if he's going to try and Hoover because you're with someone new. Yeah, some of them do. It's a challenge, and sometimes they like the chase again. They like to see if they can win you back, just only to destroy you again or further. So I mean, it's not out of the question. So just keep yourself ready if that happens. Know what you're going to do. Block. You're off Facebook, but you'll join SPAN. Okay. Good. Okay. Let me know. And, you can mention that when you go to join, mention this live stream so we know who you are and let you in. Okay. You're getting your hair done this weekend and possibly a massage. That sounds great. Lynn says, oops. Is feeling like you want to say no to everyone normal. I seem to have no patience. I think I missed something here. Okay. Oh, is feeling like you want to say no to everyone normal? I seem to have no patience and struggling. Yes, it's totally normal. There's this like grumpy phase, anger, grouchiness, irritation, irritability. That's part of it's kind of part of PTSD, but it's also part of recovery. You're overwhelmed, you're emotionally drained, and it's exhausting, and there's just not much energy for anyone else. It's almost like the feeling my feeling personally is almost like, when you're sick or something, or you're going to get sick and you're grouchy because your body's trying to fight something off. That's what it feels like. The same kind of irritation and irritability and just wanting to be by yourself is totally normal. 20 people in chat. This is awesome. I'm trying to keep up, James. Let's see. Let's see. Barbara says, no, the car left me of 26 years. He has the narc left you of 26 years. Is that what you're saying? And he has a new girlfriend. Okay. Narcissist. Okay. But you were asking if he would come back because you're with someone new, correct? Yes. Okay. Let's see. I got it. I kept. It's possible. It's possible he'll, if not try to come back, just get in your life and in your business. So, it's like anything else. The no contact is the best way. And then if he does, and you don't know because you're no contact, time for a bigger monitor. You keep saying that. I don't see it under my Christmas tree this year, James. Do your pets know if people are narcs? Can they sense it? I don't think so. Honestly, my dog loves everybody. There are people she doesn't like, and it's the strangest things, and that I don't think has to do with the person per se. I think some pets might. She's pretty perceptive, and I think she cowers a bit when someone is a bit controlling. But other than that, like from my own personal experience, I would say no, they don't really know. Although I did have a cat that I think could tell. I think some of them are more sensitive. Some pets, some animals are more sensitive to people's empathy, and others are, more behavior based. I mean, I think because there are narcissists who are pretty good with animals. So I know that a lot of them are not, they're awful, but there are some that actually prefer animals to people. So, and treat the animals better than they do humans. Let's see here. What else? Hi, Diana. I'm struggling with executive function due to so much stress. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sorry about the rumbling upstairs. Again, the children are running. Executive function. So that's absolutely due to so much stress. So that will happen. So mindfulness practices can help. I posted a video a couple weeks ago with a man named Paul Weinfeld, and he talks about different reasons that mindfulness practices can help you when you are recovering from trauma. Take a look at it if you like later. And there's a short meditation at the end. Calming down. You have to take time to calm down. It's not going to just happen for you. I mean, maybe with a lot of time and the right circumstances, it might, but for most of us, we have to build in these practices of calming our nervous systems down through mindfulness, through taking walks, exercise, making sure you get enough sleep. If you're not able to sleep, then, setting up your day so that maybe you can. For me, if I just get enough stuff in my day, I get so tired I fall asleep. And it's getting your focus off of what is causing the stress and focusing on other things for a little while. That can help a lot. And I know it's really hard when your executive function is low, or you're struggling with it, to focus on something else. So find something really fun. Do a puzzle, something that's engaging your mind, engaging your mind, maybe using your body, moving the puzzle pieces around, something that takes you out of the trauma for, even a little while. And I love timers. So set a timer and give yourself 10-minute breaks from whatever you're struggling with that is causing so much stress. If you're still in it, that's, partially why, and it's really difficult. I hope you can try a few things and let me know if that helps you. Okay, we've got so much going on here. Let's see. Hi, Butterfly Mama. No contact is hard, but very worth it. Absolutely it is. Dude, trust me. Hi, here I am. Hi. I'm just looking to see if there are any questions going on. If I did not answer you, I am not super speedy at this. I am not as Angie is. So if you don't hear me answering you and it's way back up there, please just ask again. I'm happy. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just struggling with the scrolling here. There's lots of words, lots of people. I appreciate it. Yes, the live chats are great, and a mail group would be great. Well, group coaching and this type of thing are two different things. Coaching, is a personal. It's a personal path that you can, you talk to me, I give you feedback. You get some you start to learn to question yourself, and not question yourself, but question for yourself what's going on with yourself, and find your own ways out through a coach helping you to by asking you questions, by pointing things out, by talking about what's going on. And so it's a very different experience. In a group of all guys could be, giving peer support, which, also has a freedom to say what needs to be said. Because in a mixed group, there can be triggers, and it's great to have a mixed group. Those are great too. Having mixed genders in a group is I love it. But having a specific group where guys can say what they need to say without feeling like they're triggering the women in the group, I think that can be a great thing. So let's see. Everyone is talking to each other. Talk to me, guys. What do you want? What questions do you have? Okay, I'm going to show. What is this that you're posting here? Natasha, what am I approving here? Your email. I'm not going to post your email on there. You guys can message me and I can help you, find each other. I'm not going to post your email onto YouTube. Let's see. There is okay, I can't, then I can put recipe on span. I'm getting lost here. I'm sorry. Here's the link to Paul's video. Thank you, Tam. We just popped the link up to the meditation, or the mindfulness rather, video that I did, and the meditation. And I do have another meditation on gratitude that he did that I will get up very soon. Let's see. Hey, it's posted, so you might want to remove it. It is? Okay. Is it removed? Tell me if it's removed. I have no idea. I don't have anyone moderating here with me. So, let's see. Any other questions? Lise, it's okay. She's helping me with a salt mix recipe. Okay, you guys, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm getting lost. Okay, James, I can't scroll up and talk at the same time, so I will catch it later and remove it for now. There it is. Put it up at your own risk. You enjoy the videos I make. First one I saw was the devaluation one with Angie. Oh, yes. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Self-care, Lise. What about it? Oh, the bath salt? The bath something about the bath. Self-care is a nice little bath salt mix recipe. Oh, okay, nice. She's trying to share that with you. Okay, it's removed, hon. Sorry. I'm sorry. I am trying to keep you guys safe so that private information isn't being put up on YouTube and some crazy people start emailing you. So let's do that part. We'll find a way to get the recipe to him. I will not be careless with it. I'm not worried about you having it. If she's giving it to you, I'm worried about it being posted in the chat here. And, you know, this stays up. So I just leave the videos up for people to watch later. So, okay, I don't understand what's happening. I'm gonna let you guys work on the bath thing. I'm not gonna keep talking about it. Anyway, trauma bonds. Let's talk about that. Unless you guys have any other questions. If I missed a question, I apologize. Please just re-ask because, yeah, I got a little lost with with the amount of chat that was happening that was about other things that I have no idea. I'm not going to read that. Let's see. Can we talk about loneliness? We sure can. Talk to me. What are you going through? I was talking a bit about it earlier. Loneliness, how to cope with it, well, honestly, as you heal, you stop feeling it. This is what's so amazing. It's where you are now. And as you learn to sit with yourself and to nurture yourself through self-care, through mindfulness, through practices that are giving back to yourself, you actually start to enjoy being alone and the time alone. And the loneliness is more of a feeling of, well, it's different for everybody, but I can, it can be more like the desire to hang out with people rather than the need, if that makes sense. It takes time to get there, of course. And I think that the best way to start working with it is to really start diving into your own self-care. If you're focused on the loneliness itself, it can be really hard to even think of what to do to make yourself feel better, So focusing on other things like write down on a piece of paper different areas of your life. Your work, your spiritual life, your body, your home life, your emotions, your diet and exercise, which is your body, but that's a different part of the body, and start listing things you can do to improve your self-care. And it's not a perfectionist list, and it's not like you have to actually do them all. It's just to give you ideas for what to do when the loneliness kicks in. It's like, what can I do? How can I help myself feel better? And go to that list and just try a few things. But categorize it in different areas of your life so that you can see which part is asking for some attention. Sometimes it's that type of thing that can help you move through it and change the way you look at solitude. Not that you need to stay solo forever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, as you're healing, and you are feeling the loneliness, just to kind of see if you can transform it into something different through self-care. Let's see. Can we talk about loneliness? Let's see. I did talk about it a little bit. Bye, Malta. Thank you. Let's see. Hello, Butterfly Mama. Good night. Are you leaving? No, you're still here. Okay. It's good to know it doesn't last. Yeah, it may last for people, and I think it can be transformed through self-care. I really do. I think that as you learn to sit in, it's like how when you're first, fully trauma bonded, and you're fully, upset, you're so sad, and you're going through so much of the grief part, how silence can be torture, and you can't, and then in a couple months you realize the silence is just amazing. So it just depends on the state you're in. So if you're working on your self-care, it'll help to change your state. And as your state changes, then you can transform the way loneliness appears to you. He talks about holding your breath in the video that we have linked a couple times in here. Paul talks about when you're, using mindfulness and you hold follow your breath like a mother would follow a child. you realize you're not alone because you're there with yourself, if that makes sense. And it does something to the perception of loneliness when you start thinking of yourself that way. So work with things like that and see if it helps a bit. Um, what's going on here? Lynn says, I read a Buddhist reading that loneliness is like any other emotion and should be embraced and understood as any other emotion, like happiness, sadness. A nice way to learn from emotions. That's exactly kind of what I'm saying. It's not, you're not doing self-care to avoid it. You're doing self-care and you're lonely. And you're there together. And as those two things are held together, the care that you're giving to yourself plus the feeling of loneliness, something happens, and there can be some sort of healing that takes place. And also the loneliness is just there. It will pass. It's like any other emotion. Emotions are, they're not a solid thing that stays the same. They're always moving and they're always changing. The thing is, our heads get the idea that something's wrong. And then we latch onto that emotion and we say, oh my gosh, I'm lonely. It's never going to go away. And, we have all these racing thoughts and these, perseverating thoughts about the feeling. So say we're like continually thinking about how lonely we are. Well, that does not give the emotion a chance to go away. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you completely like looping and enmeshed with that loneliness. So if you just think of it like it's like any other emotion, it will pass and it will change. It can sort of soften how much of a grip it has on you. Let's see what else is going on. I'm just going to scroll here. I've been taught that emotions are a signal system. Does that make sense? Okay. Diana says, I wonder how many INFPs are recovering from Western culture in life in general. Yes. Yeah, exactly. How many empaths are recovering just from life in general? Not just the INFPs, us INFJs also. And there's a whole bunch of personality types that are the more empathic types that I think we do have to recover from Western life, the way our world is. It's overwhelming. And yeah, that's partially why Angie and I have the bees going, the bees group, Queen Being Bees on Facebook, to help people become evolving empaths. So check that out if you haven't been over there. And let's see. I think I said and I meant to say yeah. Sorry. Getting toward that end of the chat here. Let's see. Yes, Lynn says the brain tells a story instead of keeping it present to heal. Exactly. The brain starts telling a story about the emotion, and then the emotion intensifies, or the feeling of the emotion intensifies. And also listening to your body. When you're lonely, like where do you feel it in your body? And you can breathe some love and intention into that area. I mean, seriously, mindfulness is amazing. And just breathing and focusing on the areas that need some attention. Because, when you're loneliness, maybe your chest has an ache or, there's all kinds of places it can be felt in your body. And that can help you too. So let's see. James says he's an INFP. Liz is an INFP. There's a lot of INFPs. Jonathan's an INFP. I'm an INFJ. I have scored INFP on a couple in the past, but not in a few years. So I think I was more INFP when I had a lot more, how do you say, codependent type of traits going on. And not that INFPs are codependent. I just mean I was answering it based on what I thought I should answer instead of what I actually would do. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's about me. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you guys. when we're with the narc, everyday life is causing our adrenaline to rise, and they're not with us anymore. We miss the adrenaline. Am I correct? Yes. Yes, you miss the adrenaline. Your body misses the adrenaline. You miss the dopamine when you're with a narcissist and they withhold all affection and devalue you and silent treatment you and make the adrenaline and the cortisol rise. And then they give you a crumb of affection, even if that just means being a little bit nice one day, your dopamine rises. So, I mean, it surges. So that can be super addictive too, because that's like, a gambler's high almost, or actually it is. It's very addictive to have that happen. So the whole, yeah, they're just, what's going on here? Tam's an INFP. I've got all the INFPs in here. Will narcs ever find happiness, or does their age make it worse? It makes it worse. They do not find happiness. I think they find, some of them can set their lives up so they can have a string of things they like, if that makes sense, but no, they don't find happiness. They're not happy to begin. They can't have happiness. I think it requires a certain amount of empathy to actually have happiness. So I don't know that they actually could have true happiness, just like they can't really experience love. So I mean, maybe they can. I could be wrong there, but let's see. All these INFPs. Let's see. Diana, about the evolving empath. I love the idea about somatic mindfulness, where in the body, yes, and bring it back to the body. Yeah, I love that too. I like finding when something is a thought. I'm lonely. I'm just going to use that because it came up. When something is a thought like that and it's attached to an emotion, it can be really hard to figure out what to do with it. When you have anything that's like a repeating thought or a looping feeling that you cannot get out of, it can be really difficult to know what to do with it because you just feel stuck there. You feel stuck in the loop of whatever the negative feeling and thought together are. So I like to find sideways, back roads, whatever, into it. And the body can be a great one because it doesn't require a lot of words. It doesn't require any words. It's just, where is it? It hurts here, and it doesn't require changing anything. It just wants you to notice. So that, I think it can be a really useful to use the body like that, or to nurture the body through that. Yeah, Tam, you're an INFJ. Of course you are. Lynn says, I've been learning new healing method called emotion code, and they talk about how the heart can think for itself. Emotion code helps unstuck trapped emotions in the body. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't heard of this. Maybe I have. It's familiar-ish. Anyway, I'm glad that is helping you. Misty says they definitely get worse with age. Yeah, that's my experience too. Linking something Tam's putting up there. Let's see. Don't know what you guys are talking about. Probably why I'm so exhausted during 7 days of no contact. Yeah. Are we confusing that for the feeling of loneliness? Tell me what that is. Again, I'm sorry. There's too much chat going on for me to follow everybody. Are we confusing what for the feeling of loneliness? Say more, because that's an interesting question. James, you need to go retake the test. You wonder if it's shifted. I don't know. I took it I'm talking 15, 20 years ago, and I was INFP. And then when I took it recently, I'm INFJ. So I don't know. Do you think EFT is helpful? Is that tapping? Is that what you're talking about? There's two things that EFT are, and I get them confused. They're two things in two completely unrelated bits of life. So do I think it's helpful? And is the emotional code similar? I don't know if it's helpful. I think for some people it's extremely helpful, and for other people it is not. I have had it help in really acute situations when someone did it to me. That's the tapping, right? And it was a stage fright situation, or not stage fright, but similar, anxiety of having to perform. And somebody used EFT and it completely calmed me down. Now, I don't know if it helps for all people. I think actually some people say it does not, and other people love it. So, um, all of these things are harmless to try. And affirmations are great. EFT has tapping with affirmations, if I'm correct. And tapping on certain points, you can look it up. But affirmations are great no matter what. So it can't hurt. Let's see. It's harder for them to find supply when they get older. Dopamine. Oh, yeah. Is the dopamine. Now I have to go back and find what you asked. What did you ask? I'm sorry, life survival. I'm not used to the busy. Let's see. You asked something and I can't find you. Can you ask the question like with the dopamine placed in? Because now I can't find your other question. EFT is tapping. Yes. Yeah. I think I answered that right. You feel silly doing it? Well, it's okay. Silly's fun. I feel silly doing this, frankly. Let's see. Emotional code is similar, but it's using magnetics to. Okay, I cannot. You had a head massage recently by a professional. It really helped you. Yeah, I mean anything to release the tension, right? It does help. Okay. This is a great active chat. Any more questions? And I'm waiting for Life's Revival to help me with what she asked, because it was a great question and I did not piece it together because it got too far apart with all the other chat. Yeah, massage can be great. And that can also help with loneliness, touch, getting consensual, safe touch in the sense of a massage, or a foot massage, a manicure, and a pedicure. I think that's partially why pampering types of self-care are great. They're not everything, but they're great. But partially when we are lonely and we need some reassurance, that can be, there's nothing wrong with that, with going and getting your feet, your toenails done or something, or a scalp massage like she just described can help you. Thank you, Tam. You're so good. Life's Revival asked if they were missing that feeling of loneliness versus dopamine drop off. Oh, mixing them up. Is that what you meant? Are they confusing? Did she say, are they confusing loneliness with the dopamine drop off? I think is what she said. Yeah. I mean, well, no, I think it's both. I think that the loneliness, we're not necessarily solitude. Humans are not solitary animals. We like connection and communication, and empaths in particular, we need connection and communication, and we need to have others around us. We may not want others around us all the time, but we need others around us. So I think the loneliness is partially that, partially the dopamine drop off, and partially not loving yourself yet fully. I mean, I'm not saying you don't, you may, and I could be wrong, but partially it's not fully being able to care and love yourself. So it's a lot of things. So let's see here. I went to let a woman massage me 80 minutes and oh my God, it felt so good just to have someone touch my body in it. Yeah. In a non-sexual way. Exactly. Yeah. It's a good, it just reminds you that you're human, and it releases the dopamine, it releases oxytocin, and it helps you relax. So that's good. With the narc, lots of adrenaline. Without the narc, no adrenaline. Okay. All this feels very lonely after they're gone. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Can lack of adrenaline and dopamine actually make our feelings of loneliness worse? I think so. I think finding ways to increase your own adrenaline and dopamine in healthy ways. Exercise is the number one way that increases both. Doing something exciting can increase your adrenaline. Be safe, be sound, be legal, but enjoy yourself. Find things that you can get a little bit of an adrenaline rush out of that can help you. It's, For some of us, it doesn't take much, and we get to have the adrenaline rush, and that's not a bad thing. And I think it can help. Let's see. Um, why do we need communication as an empath? Well, we need to connect. Most of us, I mean, not all of us, but a lot of us need to um, have the connection with other human beings because that's kind of what we're built for, right? We're built to relate, to feel, and to connect with others and communicate. That's what I'm talking about. Why do we need it? I think it's just built into that. Maybe ask a different question around that. I'm not sure how to answer that more. Um, I was a body worker and missed the dopamine and oxytocin from working. I know, right? It does. I hope I can overcome the chronic illness to get back to body work. I hope you can too. That it's yeah. Petting an animal that can give you a dopamine, release, oxytocin rather. In fact, my 10-year-old sat down and said, petting a dog gives you a lot of oxytocin the other day. So I thought that was sweet. Um, exercise is no good if you feel crappy. No, it isn't. I'm just throwing out general ideas, especially if you physically can't get the exercise. I'm just throwing out ideas in general, for raising dopamine. I would have to go look up a lot of other ideas, which I can do and talk more later about it. I think there's certain foods, and I can't remember what they are, that help raise dopamine. Yeah, that's a hard one because it is such a rush of dopamine when they give you when you're used to that cycle. So obviously we're not going to get that same rush. And honestly, we have to learn that kind of rush is unhealthy. That's the kind of feeling that gamblers get. We don't necessarily want to live that way for long. It's sort of like really finding a new normal and a new baseline of what is acceptable. Let's see. Why do we need connection? It makes sense, as I feel like not many people can relate to me and communicate on the same level. Why do we need connection? Why do you think we need connection? Why do you need it? Why do you need, or why do you, what does it do for you when you have someone really understand you? That's what I'd ask. Good to know. That helps me understand that horrible pain left when they pain you felt when they left you. Okay. What do you post in here, Tam? Tam is on it tonight. Sometimes I feel crappy mentally and push myself to exercise and I feel better. Yeah, if it's physical, I have a keep fit. If it's a physical not feeling well, like if you just can't physically, like there's pain or an illness or something, then obviously that's not the answer, right? But stretching can help. Getting oxygen into your muscles, into the larger muscles of your body, can make you feel a lot better too. Raw chocolate, blueberries, nuts, and seeds. Yes, that's it. Thank you. I knew chocolate was in there. I just, that's all I could think of. You feel like that too, James. What did James say here? Not many people relate to him and communicate on the same level, right? Natasha is saying that James, empaths have a high level, narcs have a low level of what? High level of what? I'm not sure what you're saying. I have to head out in about a minute and a half. So anything else? 2 minutes. 2 more. Anything else anybody has a question on? Otherwise, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Trauma Bond group coming up starting Thursday. There is group coaching for trauma bonds that is starting this Thursday. It's 4 weeks for $60. We meet once a week on video chat, and we talk personally with each person about what's going on with them and try and help them through the trauma bonded part of recovery. And like I said, it's 4 weeks. We meet once a week. It is $60. which is 15 a week. If anyone wants to join and they need some help, that I can break payments down if needed. It is. We also have a messenger group that goes with that. So there's daily check-ins. It's a Facebook Messenger chat group. It's not a group on Facebook. It's a chat group on Messenger, and it is. I check in daily and talk to people, and they talk to each other, and there's lots of support there. So if anyone needs that, I'll give you information on that. Also, the Trauma Bond Plus Divorce is starting on Friday. So if anyone is going through a divorce, it's the same group. Plus Misty's there with me, and she gives you practical and divorce advice if you're doing it on your own or not, just to help you get through that, all that's involved there. So that is what's going on coming up this week. Thank you, Misty. I'm obviously a little. That was a lot of chat. I love it. Going for a light walk in nature is not too painful. Good. Yeah, that can help a lot. Getting out in nature can help a lot too. You're welcome, everybody. And hi, Jenny. I appreciate everyone, and I hope everyone has a good night. I will see you in a few days, hopefully. I'll come back and do another. You're welcome. Good night. This is when I go and I can't find how to end it because I have too many things. All right. Good night. Bye-bye. You're welcome, Natasha. Big hugs to you too.